Yes, people, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League. Villarreal have won the Europa League and they will be presented the trophy by Sir Alex Ferguson, just to add some more salt into their wounds. But United in that game were substandard. United were poor. Rashford was a different level of shit today. A different level. Rashford was the Dan James of English football in today's Europa League final. The team weren't on it. The team have every... They take the blame. Ollie puts out an attacking team. Ollie sets them out the right way. And it is the players that fuck up for Manchester United. But I'm joined by Matt and Kenny. How are we all doing?
Not very good.
Fucking fuming. I'm absolutely fuming, man.
Awful.
Yeah, no, I hear that. I'm just watching them bringing out the trophy and all of that lovely stuff. It's going to be Fergie. I think Fergie are the one that is the one that's going to be presenting all of the stuff. But let's start with the game, though. Let's start with the game. United were poor for the whole game. There was very little going for United. As I said, Marcus Rashford was horrific today. Utterly horrific.
Shouldn't have started the game. We didn't deserve to win. Our goal wasn't even very good, and yeah, paid for it at the end. But that's football. They got back the manager still. It wasn't his fault. It wasn't De Gea's fault. Well,
I hear that, and we'll go to some comments. Velvishwan laughing his head off as you expect. Liam saying De Gea to blame. Ouch. Good evening from Chris. You can't blame De Gea. Where the fuck was Bruno and Rashford? And what was Ollie's tactics? Ollie's tactics aren't to blame here. Ollie has set them. Ollie's actually gone more attacking than normal, so you can't really blame Ollie. The players are to blame for this one. Yeah, go on, Kenny. If you've got someone normal you want to bring on, get them on if you want. Villarreal deserved the win. Imagine being in Europa League and not winning it. Depressed Mystic Wolf is feeling pain. The TV is also broken. Unlucky, better team won on penalties. Dylan saying it's not just the players now. Rashford should have been off at half time. He's been awful for months. Also, he made no subs when Villarreal made 5. Well, what subs is he meant to bring on?
The bench is weak. The bench is very weak.
Ahmad, Van der Beek, Mata, James were all on the bench for ages. He should have at least put Rashford off. I know there isn't many subs on. That's what I think should fucking happen. Because in that extra time, you clearly saw we were knackered, man. Fucking hell, man. It's stupid, man.
We didn't lose the game in extra time. We lost them.
On Ollie, by the way. I'm saving something for De Gea later. I'm not just blaming it on Ollie. I'm saving something for some other players like Lindelof, Bayern, De Gea. But bloody fucking hell, man. We should have definitely made a substitution.
No, I hear that. I hear
There's
that.
no one to bring on, though, that has the experience. Mada has the experience, but what's he going to do?
Even any to bring on? That's the question.
The bench was weak. Not squad depth.
No, you didn't deserve to win. Stop lying, Matt. I feel for you. I'm so happy for the yellow submarines. Ollie definitely takes blame. If you disagree, then I'm shocked. I don't think you fully blame Ollie. I mean, what's he meant to do? He set them out attacking. He's put Pogba in the double pivot, which everyone has been calling for. I don't understand how Ollie gets blamed. And who's he meant to bring on? Diallo? Is it a kid? A kid. The Ciaran saying 3 shots in 120 minutes for United. That's bad. Emery Terracino ball fucking won the whole bastard competition.
You done what he needed to do to win tonight, though, to be very set up. Exactly right.
Random is fuming. De Gea couldn't save a single thing. Wolf saying, I am smoking a lot today and ordering myself chocolate ice cream and 2 large pizzas. I don't care how I'll get over that match. I don't know. Niall, Ollie took off Greenwood. I thought that was a mistake. I would have taken off Rashford before Greenwood.
Yeah,
I thought that was a mistake, to be fair.
Taking Pop off was a mistake as well, because that's another penalty take.
Yeah, the keepers were world class, but the Champions League is silent. For Fred, that wasn't great. A fish would have scored them chances. It's not great for United, not great at all. As the players are walking, go and collect their losers' medals, which I'm sure they'll cherish forever.
Not watching that.
Sweet dreams are made of these. Is this an open stream? I may put the link in a bit after the boys have had their time to react to it. Andrew saying, who am I to disagree? I'd always downgraded that. Couldn't he have put someone like Mata on a bit earlier? Yeah, but does Mata really help? Does Mata really help the situation? I don't know. If you blame De Gea, you must be sick. All those Villarreal players are world-class penalty takers. No one looked like missing. I hear that. I do hear that. It's unlucky that 2 key players were injured. True. This squad needs an overhaul. I don't care. I hear that. I do hear that. They travel the world on 7 seas. Not only can De Gea not say Penny can't score them, my Spanish goalkeeper is clear. Mourinho is still the most successful Man U manager since Ferguson left. That's mad, bro. Yeah, but
in terms of trophies, but in terms of actual visual improvement.
Yeah, I think in terms of success, not success, but in terms of progression, I think Ollie is clear on that. But Rashford, what was wrong with Rashford?
Been like this for a couple months now. Like, I know he's playing through an injury, but he shouldn't be starting if he's playing through an injury. And he was just awful today. And I know it was offside, but he should still be put on the back of the net, because if it wasn't onside, he would have still missed. Stupid.
I suppose the one advantage is Fergie isn't actually presenting them the trophy, so that must not hurt as much.
He was going to if we won it, I think. But yeah.
Crikey. But yeah, I mean, well, there's not really a lot to say apart from that was utterly horrific. But what happens now? Do you got past the semi-final hoodoo, so you got past that. Yeah. You've got to a final. Now they feel the pain of losing a final. Now this could go one of 2 ways, can't it? It can either spur this team on to really take it by the scruff of the neck and go on to achieve good things, or it can break them. I suppose Ollie is probably the best manager to have for this situation, because he'll be able to deflect the pressure, I feel. But yeah, I mean, what do you do? What happens from now on?
I really don't. I don't know. Hopefully,
do you think the players can get past this? Do you think they'll?
I think some of them can. I think they can. I think Bruno will be able to. I don't know if Rashford will be able to.
Who's David? Is that one of yours, Kenny? David.
Who's what?
Did you? Have you sent the link? You think he is?
I think he is, because I sent it to a group chat.
To a group chat? David, just no one can. David, just flash your camera on so I can see who it is, and then I'll let you in. But yeah, Matt, carry on.
I think Bruno will be able to come back from this. Don't know about Rashford. Cavani will, because he's a proven winner. I really don't know. We need transfers in, and we need transfer news as soon as possible. to get over it a wee bit. But at the minute, things aren't looking very good. Like,
no, I do hear that.
yeah.
With the hurt that the players would have gone through, do you think they'll now be able to regroup and go again? I mean, if we think about the season as a whole, it's not been a disaster. You've achieved second place. You got to a final. It's just getting over that step, isn't it? It's just getting that trophy. But do you think that you'll be able to achieve that at some point very soon? Because from looking at it, you're not miles away. You're not miles away. So do you think you'll be able to get past this?
I think we'll win a trophy next season. Hopefully a Carabao Cup, something like that. I don't think we'll win the league. I think we'll be like, I don't know. Hopefully we can get deep into the Champions League. I don't expect to win it, obviously, but I want to get at least the quarters. FA Cup, there's a shout for that. Yeah, I'd say the main focus should be getting a piece of silverware next season and not finishing finishing top four. But we need a trophy next season. 100% need a trophy next season.
Sab Zemmers from the GC.
Yeah, nobody's coming in without me seeing a face first, because I'm not letting just complete strangers into a stream. That would be absolutely mad. So if you're in the back, show your face. You can come in. If you don't, then I'm afraid you can't come on. McKinney, what do you think United can get through this? Do you think they can get past what's happened?
Kenny.
What
was the question for you? I've already answered it.
Kenny, do you think United players can get past this?
To be honest, I think we can.
And the link is in the chat if anyone wants to jump on and have their say as well.
To be honest, I think we can in the future, but bloody hell did we not show today. Today, we showed that the pressure that we showed, the finishing in that game, from Rashford and also Cavani in some instances. I'm not saying Cavani was bad, he just poor finishing. That those two players had very poor finishing, and literally every player with a shot except that Cavani goal, poor finishing, man. McTominay was probably our best player. He didn't really have a shot the entire game, and our finish in that game, man, it was like a Bambi on ice, man. Some of the shots we did, man, they were bloody awful, man. Like, piss off, man. Piss off. Like, bloody, based on that performance, we're not going to get any pressure that we just can't get to the season pass. It's a Europa League final. It's not even as big as FA Cup or Champions League. Like, bloody hell, man. Piss off, man. Based on this performance, we can't, but I think we will in the future. Piss off.
No, I hear that. Aaron, what about you? We'll start with the players. What happened to them? They were not I mean, we've seen this all season. The end of the season has been a disaster, to be brutally honest. But what happened? What went wrong for United?
I'll tell you what happened. They bottled it like a bunch of pussies. They bottled it. Rashford, Fred, McTominay, Lindelof, Bailly, Shaw. I could name most of that squad. Only one I'll give credit to. Only ones I will give credit to is Greenwood, Cavani, Bruno, and Wan-Bissaka, and maybe De Gea. Those are the only five. Rest of them, get rid.
McTominay was our best player today.
Who?
Sure. McTominay. And Bruno did nothing.
Bruno
did De Gea.
was trying his best, but McTominay was just passing it sideways and backwards. I don't know what McTominay was doing today. My man of the match for United goes to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He had pace going forward. He was tracking back. He was putting tackles in. He was risking his life and limb for the fucking club. That's what Wan-Bissaka was doing. McTominay did fuck all for 90 minutes. He did fuck all.
McTominay was man of the match for us.
What about Luke Shaw?
Luke Shaw had moments. Luke Shaw had moments where he could have done better. The goal, in my opinion, was down to Lindelof, and I'll explain why. Shaw was next to the person that scored. Shaw saw Lindelof, and in his peripheral vision said he was marking the player next to him on the other side. So Lindelof should have been marking the player that Shaw was next to. Lindelof just is in front of him, he's running behind me. And Lindelof didn't even mark him. Sorry, but the first goal was down to Lindelof. Shaw maybe should have switched the play and kept his eye on the player that scored.
Hold up. It was Luke Shaw's man. It was Luke Shaw's man. Luke Shaw's lost his man.
Lindelof was also on the other side. So
No.
Yeah, but it's not his job. It's not his job.
Luke Shaw has lost his man. That goal doesn't happen if Luke Shaw doesn't miss his man. He's got to be tracking with his man.
Next to him that he was going to mark, and Lindelof should have marked the man. No. He should have taken over duties.
No. Luke Shaw had that man. It should have been Luke Shaw tracking him back.
Well, I give joint responsibility to Shaw.
Well, no, that's how Ollie does. That's how Ollie does set pieces. He does man to man.
Yeah, I know. So I'll give.
Ollie
Ollie doesn't to Shaw and Lindelof.
Ollie doesn't. Yeah, but Ollie doesn't do zonal marking. Ollie doesn't do zonal marking. He does man marking. But the only thing is, I'm just glad that only McTominay and the two centre backs do zonal marking. He does a mix between zonal and man.
They should be doing zonal marking in the first place. The tactics on zonal marking is ridiculous. It never works from corners and free kicks. It never fucking works. In my opinion, that's 50-50 responsibility to Shaw and Lindelof, because both of them should have been marking. But don't take that. That's the only major mistake from Luke Shaw. That's the only major mistake. Victor Lindelof, sell Victor Lindelof. Sell Victor Lindelof.
What did Lindelof do wrong? What did Lindelof do wrong?
I'll tell you what Lindelof did wrong. He played fucking shite at the back for 90 minutes. He played absolutely poor. He was passing it sideways and backwards. He had no defensive capabilities. I'm not watching a different game.
Well, you clearly fucking are, because we only got attacked once, and that was our goal. That was our main chance.
Would have been better playing a centre-back pairing of Bailly and Tuanzebe. That's what should have happened. Not Lindelof.
That wouldn't have made a difference. That wouldn't have made a difference. Lindelof didn't do anything wrong.
Paul Pogba, there's a couple of moments that he should have done better in, but I thought he didn't have the worst performance out of everyone. My man of the match still goes to Wan-Bissaka. He went forward,
Wan-Bissaka was good,
he put his body on the line. He was the best. That was the best performance I have seen from Wan-Bissaka in a Man United shirt.
You blame
on his
Lindelof
100th appearance, on his centurion appearance, that was his best performance in a United shirt. He was tracking back, he put his body on the line, he was pressing forward, he was putting his body on the line for tackles, he was giving a damn about that club. But this is where, now, a couple of points goes to Ole fucking Gunnar Solskjaer. If you're going to stay in this job, you need to learn a few things. 20%, I get why he didn't make a sub in 90 minutes, because he was trying to save for extra time. But at the same time, I'm sorry, but you should have made a substitution.
Did you see our bench? There's no point making a sub for the sake of making a sub. Look at our bench.
Aaron, it's not that he saved it for extra time. It's who's he bring on? Dan James.
Well, I tell you what, at half time, I said it. I would bring off Rashford, and I'd have brought off McTominay, and I'd have brought on either Diallo or Van der Beek, and I'd have brought on Matic, and I'd put Pogba on the left wing.
Diallo in a European final.
Well, no, okay then. I'd rather go Van der Beek.
Diallo in a European final at the age of 18, where he's joined the club in January. You want to chuck him into
fucking Dan James? Why did you bring Dan James on?
Yeah, but you want to chuck on Amad Diallo in that? Wow.
It doesn't make a job than Daniel James by a million miles. It should have been Diallo.
I agree with that, but that's why Ollie couldn't do any changes, because he brings on Dan James or Diallo. Diallo is 18 years old.
He brings on fucking Mata.
For the penalties.
Penalties, man.
I couldn't care if it was for fucking golden goal.
Hold up. Hold on, Aaron. No. Aaron. He came on with a minute to go. Did he score his penalty?
I'm glad he scored his penalty.
No, answer me the damn question. Did he score the penalty?
He did, yes.
Right. Did Tellez score his penalty?
He did, yes.
Right, so they were brought on for penalties. They were literally
that, though. He should have
Aaron.
got it done.
He had a minute. He had a minute left.
Penalty.
He had a minute left. He had a minute left. Right, and he's bringing on for penalties. That's why he brought on Mata. That's why he brought on Tellez. But who, during normal time or extra time, can Ollie bring on to affect the game? I agree. You could have probably taken off Rashford, and you could have probably put on Pogba to the left and Van de Beek in the middle. Right? You could have probably done that. To say Diallo is absolutely
that's a gamble.
No,
I know, but I think Diallo would do more than Daniel James, in my opinion. That's just my personal opinion.
But Dan James, I mean, Ollie trusts Dan James. He's been there a bit longer. He's been there a bit longer.
You never trust Priest.
And he's a lot older. Diallo will get his chances in a European final at the age of 18 years old when he's been brought in for. He's not even been at the club for over 6 months. That would be.
I get that. It's a gamble. It was a risk.
Imagine he misses his penalty.
Another thing that Ollie's got a problem with is taking the wrong people off. Taking the wrong people off. I know you were pissed when Greenwood came off, Niall. I was fucking fuming when Greenwood came off. Why would he take Greenwood off and not fucking Rashford? Why would he take off Greenwood?
That one's fair enough. But like,
that one's fair enough. I criticised that on the stream. I mean, Indiana was saying otherwise, but at the end of the day, that's sort of how it is.
And the person there's two players I feel sorry for, right? And it says it at half time. Guess which two names were trending? De Gea and Fernandes. The people I feel sorry for are Bruno Fernandes and David De Gea.
What the fuck did De Gea do?
Because the people, the Man United fans, the deluded Man United fans. Hang on. The Man United fans that have a deluded agenda against De Gea and Bruno are going to blame them for today, even though it's not their fault. De Gea, it was a shit penalty, I get that. They're going to blame De Gea because they've got an agenda against De Gea.
I'm
Bruno.
I am laying quite a bit of blame at Bruno.
Yeah, he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything.
Bruno was
putting passes through. He was getting forward. He was driving forward. He was
Bruno was very, very.
He wasn't the best performer on the field, Bruno Fernandes, but at least he got forward and tried to create something.
He's the captain. He needs to be performing better. Some comments here. Age is stupid. If you are good enough, you are old enough. Diallo's not good enough yet, guys. He's not good enough.
Right? Thank you, Mystic Wolf.
And it's not about age, it's about experience. Diallo has 0 experience. He's played a few games for United. He's played quite a bit. He's played a fair bit under 21s football for United. He's played, I think, 2 games, maybe 3, at senior level for Man United.
Very. So that's 6 altogether, and you want to put him on the European.
He was used very sparingly at Atalanta. So it's not about his age, Wolf. It's about his experience. He has 0 experience, and to put that pressure on an 18-year-old kid who's got 6 games of experience, to chuck him on in a European final, that would have been a brave decision. And Ollie clearly feeling it wasn't right. So I don't agree with that. I'm sorry, but why should age matter now? It's not about the age; it's about the experience, and the experience is not there. Ravi's saying if they keep Ollie after this, that just sums up the club's ambition as a whole.
You want to sack him?
One minute. I want to go through the comments, and I'll respond to them quickly. The ambition of the Glazers is top 4, so they will keep him because that's the ambition of the Glazers. Ollie is trying his best, but look at his bench. Nothing on that bench. Age means nothing. It plays no part in the manager's deciding who comes on. Experience does. Experience does decide. If Diallo is on the bench, then he has to play. There's no babysitting going on in the Europa League final. Well, there is, because if he fucks up, his confidence is done. Bruno was nowhere to be found today. He was poor.
Yes.
Bruno was very poor today. Very poor. Rashford today, man's just here, isn't it? That was literally Rashford. He was very poor.
Yeah.
Why
I'll
did
agree
Green
with
get
that.
subbed and keep Rashford on? Greenwood was far better. I agree with that one wholeheartedly.
Our best players.
Diallo scored a crucial goal against Milan.
That's a
There's a difference
quarter-final,
between
not
doing
final.
it. There's a difference, big difference between doing it in a quarter-final Europa League game and a European final. Big difference.
I think Rashford.
What the fuck Ollie did by saving all the substitutions? Well, no
It was
one's
probably
really
putting too much faith in the energy of the midfield. That's why.
Bruno was average today. I have to agree. Bruno was average, and Egder, as you can imagine, is absolutely fucking delighted.
One last thing I was going to say, right?
One minute. The link is The link is in the chat. It is pinned. Follow the link. Come join us and have your say. And Wolf saying Greenwood was the best. What the fuck was Ollie thinking? That I have to agree with that one. But Aaron, what did you want to say?
There was 3 positions that I think were the worst today.
Right.
Apart from Greenwood, down the wing, centre midfield, and centre back. Those are 3 positions United need to improve in. But who won't do it? Who decided to put average players in those positions? The fucking Glazers and Ed Woodward. They are the problem at Manchester United. And the sooner they fuck off, the better.
McTominay had a good game.
McTominay's had a fucking shit season.
I think this isn't gonna fit the agenda, but I actually think McTominay's had a fairly decent season. I mean, I know. Look, if you guys checked out the stream I did earlier, the scouting one, the sort of data scouting one, then you'll see what I had and what I did.
Am I smoking my first Zoot tonight? McTominay's had a shit season. One minute.
Basically, if you saw that, I've picked out your new centre back that I think you should do. I've picked out my recommendation. Pogba, McTominay, Cavani were the only players that tried to do something today. The whole team manager tactic style of play was bang average. I think Ollie actually set them out the right way. You could hear Ollie on the touchline going absolutely fucking berserk. McTominay and Pogba were hot trash today. It's interesting that those 2 are the ones picked out. But Wolf, if you're not too upset, if you're not too upset, click on the link and come have your say, Wolf. I'll happily hear from you. I respectfully disagree. Now Scott had an unsatisfactory season. He's not been great, Wolf, but judging from his previous season.
What do you think about hashtag Ollie out trending right now?
No, I think that's just ridiculous. It's so reactionary.
But that's all come from Donny's trending, Fergie's trending, Ollie out's trending.
Yeah, but that's all come from the terrace. The terrace are the reason Ollie out's trending.
Hang on, no. Terry's been trying to protect Ollie from the Ollie out.
No, he hasn't. That's completely
fucking eye test is the biggest Ollie out. He's got a fucking field day tonight.
Terry is the bit.
He's got a fucking field day.
Terry is the biggest reactionary. He's doing it for views. I see why he's doing it. I have no issue with him doing it, but Terry is a big reason on why Ollie out is as big as it is. I do feel because if you think every time they lose a stream, before even the title comes up, it's hashtag Ollie out. So we want to talk Ollie out. I'll talk about his. I'll go check it. I bet you because they've lost, it will have hashtag Ollie out. I'll check it.
No, I think the first words from fans tonight with their agendas will be sell De Gea.
Ego. We'll prove that it's. We'll prove that
apart from the penalty.
No. It's okay.
You want your game. And he's
you want to tell me?
Now.
You want to tell me that he's not part of Ollie out?
Oh, what an idiot!
This is fans' reaction. This is not his reaction. This is fans' reaction.
Yeah,
but he's put it in the title.
That's in the title. So I make our titles, right? So my title doesn't have anything like that. Mine is as fair as it can be. It's as balanced because don't forget the fan base of United is split. It's half and half, but we're unbalanced over here. This is one of the only places on YouTube. I know the first 11 is very much the same, where you can be unbalanced. We don't actually pin any of the blame. We allow the panel to come on, have their say. You said a lot of things that I simply disagree with today. But at no point will I put. But at no point will I put in a title saying Ollie in or Ollie out, because that's not my job. That's not my job. So we want to talk about Ollie out and why it's so big now. The terrace is what, 190k. They need to take a fair bit of blame for it. That's how I see it.
Rams. Shout out to the Rams on Twitter. Hope this galvanised the protest to hashtag Get Glazers Out. He knows what the problem is at United. Not Ollie, not most of the squad, the Glazers.
No, I hear that. I do hear that.
That's
but
not
Matt,
what were you gonna say?
I was a young kid and I saw Man U before the Glazers, and they were in better hands before the Glazers. Trust me.
Well, yeah, of course they were. Anyone could tell you that. But look, Matt, I'm going to ask you, and I'll ask you a question. Do you blame? Are you Ollie out? Are you Ollie out, or do you feel that under Ollie you can still achieve what you need to achieve?
We will achieve what we need to achieve under Ollie. It's not about it. We are going to. Everything's going in the right direction. And fucking putting Ollie out in the title is ridiculous. You're not a United fan if you do that. Because you're just trying to stir arguments in the fucking conversation. So just doing it for views is stupid. And fucking putting Ollie out after one game. Look at the season we've had. We finished second.
It's okay. I think it's after every loss or bad result that you have.
That's stupid. Stupid.
I'll check it for you. It's normally after every bad result. But Kenny, what about you? Are you Ollie out or are you Ollie in? Do you think you can still achieve what you need under Ollie?
Why are people Ollie bloody out, man? Just based on that one performance. I know he had an absolute stinker today. I know it's a final. But based on that one performance, we've clearly shown progress from third last season with 60, with like 75 or some points. And we've cut the gap massively to the top as well. We've clearly made progress. So why would you bin him now? Why is it that these reactionary fans they wait until we lose a game? They enjoy us losing a game because it means the agenda. Oh, all they need
and their views get up.
Danny. Bloody hell. At one point I was Ollie out, but then I realised how good of a job he's done. I realised how much progress we've made under him.
To be fair, actually, to be fair, you make a good point, because I remember when you first. This is how good my memory is. I like all my panel. I remember what you say. When you first came on here, you were firmly Ollie out. Me and RJ had to sort of unpick it a bit, because you sort of fallen into the trap of what they say on Twitter of it's all Ollie's fault. It's all Ollie's fault. It's not that. It's only Ollie. Ollie. It's not all Ollie's fault, right? But I remember this. I do remember you were firmly Ollie out. But carry on what you were saying. I just wanted to say that, because I do remember, actually. I remember very clearly that you're Ollie out. But yeah.
Yeah, I was Ollie out. And that's another point I'm gonna make. These people at Football Terrace, these Twitter users, they're spreading it out there and just
start a rivalry.
Let's go with this opinion. Oh, look, it's Ollie's fault. It's Ollie's fault that De Gea couldn't save a penalty to save his life today. It's Ollie's fault that we have. It's Ollie's fault that we have to take it to penalties in the first place. They have to take it to penalties in the first bloody place, man. It's not all Ollie's fault. Some of the blame, of course, does lie on Ollie, but nowhere near all of the blame. And all this shown clear progress under us, man. And I'm furious about this Ollie out agenda. I completely have got that out of my system now, because I've realised about Ollie.
It's not easy. It's not easy, and you sort of have to. For me, I can take the emotion out. I don't even have to banter. I only banter Arsenal because they're a tiny club. But I can take the emotion out of it, and it's not Ollie's fault. Yes, of course, there's elements of it that Ollie will have to take the blame for. Is it Ollie's fault that the players didn't turn up? Not really. No. Is it Ollie's fault that Bruno went missing? No, it's not. But I do hear it. Wolf saying I'm Ollie in, but players out. I hear that. I do hear that. There's some players who definitely need to walk away, don't they?
Yeah.
Lindsay saying, look, If Man U want to give us Rashford, we'll fix him in 3 games. He was poor today, very
Lingard
poor.
was better than Rashford in the second half of the season.
Don't chat shit. Well said, Kenny. I said Ollie in, Lindelof by McTominay, Fred out.
Yes, yes.
I hear that.
Get those fucking
Stop
bricks
sticking with
out.
Tom.
Do you know what? I
Lindelof
wouldn't.
is no ice
I wouldn't
man.
even. I
Bailly's
wouldn't. I
no
would take.
injury prone centre back.
One minute,
McTominay
Aaron.
is
Aaron.
no
Before
water.
Aaron. FYI, I could shout louder than you, but I'm not going to. 1 minute. I want to be. I want to say something about this. I would agree with 2 of them. There's 2 I would keep in, but not as first team starters. God knows.
Which 2?
God no. So I would keep Lindelof because as a squad player and someone with experience, valuable,
Right, fair
very
enough.
valuable.
Fair enough.
And McTominay, you need depth, right? You do need depth, right? McTominay is disciplined enough to sit back and to hold. Fred is not. So I would keep McTominay as a squad player. I'd get
It's
Lindelof.
debatable between him and Fred, but I probably wouldn't keep McTominay over Fred.
It's not because McTominay is more disciplined. So I would keep Lindelof and McTominay, but only as squad players. I would replace them as first team starters.
I'm just pissed he's starting. That's all I'm pissed with. I'm just pissed he's starting.
Alex saying, imagine getting beat by a yellow submarine.
Fucking Beatles.
Ollie is not the problem. It's Lindelof, Bailly pairing, and McFred midfield. That's poisoning us. I hear that.
Defensively, United would be better with Harry Maguire.
But well, of course, but he's injured. But Andrew, you're going to be less emotional right now, and you're not even one normally to throw salt unless it's Arsenal because they are my new club. But what went wrong? Like as someone who understands football, what went wrong for United today? And yes, whilst there's elements of the game that Ollie needs to take into account, it's not all Ollie's fault, was it?
No. But... I mean, his substitutions, the timings and the subs are weird. To not even bring Van der Beek on. I mean, to bring on Fred. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
if I was a United fan, I was on the Discord thing. We didn't even notice the game was so boring. We were just talking to each other. But if I was a United fan and I saw Fred coming on for Pogba, and I know Pogba had misplaced a few passes, but we were getting close to the penalties then. But I mean, Van der Beek didn't sniff the pitch. Daniel James came on. I mean, Bruno was anonymous throughout the game. Really didn't do anything much. Cavani, great goal. Well, great poacher's goal. And then he scored the second off the Luke Shaw shot, not a cross United fans shot. But my God, I mean, David De Gea, I mean, you couldn't ask for a worse night, could you? He didn't save any single penalty, and then his is the penalty that they save. I mean, football's cruel, man. Football's cool, but you know what? That final, both teams were. I mean, well, Villarreal. You know what Villarreal's tactic was? They weren't going to do anything much, but United just didn't. They just didn't turn up. They just did not turn up in this final at all. They're big players. How
many times have they done that on the Glazers' ownership?
Well, yeah, but Aaron, you can say the Glazers, but Ollie's been in charge 2 years now, yeah. And this season as well, you know, I know he's had to play a lot of games, but he's had a good, you know, time with these players. I mean, they all say they love Ollie, right? They all say they love Ollie, but why don't they sometimes show it on the pitch?
Well, exactly. Yeah? Well, to be fair, that's where some of my frustrations go because at the end of the day, this, you know, I think Roy Keane said it under Mourinho. All these players are throwing managers under a bus, and they're going to get and they keep going to get paid $200,000 a week for playing shit because they know they're in the biggest league in the world.
So Ollie can only do so much. The portion of the blame does go to Ollie because I think his substitutions were bizarre. They were bizarre, and they needed to happen sooner than they did to change the game. And the players, they speak highly of him, but they didn't show it, man. If that's what they think of him, if that's what they say they think of him, and actually what they do, he's got a big problem.
I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised if players like Pogba and that would be fans of the Super Leagues to get paid more money.
I hear what you're saying, Andrew, and look. Whilst there's elements of Ollie is at fault, has he been backed enough? I simply just can't say yes. Donny is not an Ollie signing. You can see that.
No,
clearly.
no.
Clearly, the Glazers signed.
Ollie is clearly having to work with Donny behind the scenes to try and get Donny playing in a way he wants him, which is not ideal. Cavani was a steal, but that was just cheap, and they got lucky. Who else did they got? Tellez again. He's challenged Luke Shaw, which arguably you could say that's what he was brought in to do. But again, he's really been great. Dan James has to be sold this season. I'll be going maybe not tomorrow or whenever I've got a day where there's not much going on. I'm going to look through this squad and I'm going to do who I think should go, who I think should come in. And I'm going to assemble realistically, if you haven't checked out my data scouting show that I did, where I scouted around centre-backs purely on a data stats-driven basis. And I gave my recommendation at the end. You'll see that I'm being realistic because financially these are not transfers that are blowing out of water. The only one I think I'll do is Sancho as the marquee. Everyone else, I'm looking around and I'm like, that works because Argyle use a very data-driven system and it works a lot of the time. You look at Brentford, they're doing it. A lot of these teams are starting to do data-driven sort of transfers. So I will be doing that. Very, very soon.
I won't be surprised though if Daniel James gets sold, and knowing the Glazer ownership and how they run the club, I won't be surprised if Daniel James goes to Leicester or somewhere and actually becomes one of the best players in the league because Man U do not operate their players.
Hold on. Well, by saying that means that'll be Ollie's fault, not the Glazers' fault. I hear the anger for the Glazers, but we can't blame them for a player not playing well. Yeah, that's simply not their job. You can blame the Glazers for not backing Ollie, but you can't.
Not backing them, right? Yeah,
and you can blame the Glazers for putting a buy on a new contract.
My theory behind Van der Beek was that he was brought in a year earlier because they thought Van der Sar was going to come in as CEO, but now maybe that's failed.
Or they thought Pogba was going and Donny was Pogba's replacement.
Yeah, and now what they're going to do is they're going to sell De Gea to make millions of money they're going to keep for themselves and not spend on anyone else.
I think they keep De Gea. I
want to keep De Gea, but I think that's what the Glazers will do because they only care about money.
Depressed Mr. Walter changes.
David De Gea is a business seller.
Aaron, shush. Despite disagreements, big up to you. Now, big up to yourself, Wolf. Big up. I look. People are allowed to disagree. If we all shared the same opinion on football, you'd all be our goal supporters.
It'd be North Korea.
Well, there's the element to that. But let's not try and get my channel shut. Let's not try and get
say North Korea.
let's try not getting the channel taken down by saying North Korea. But for me, there's definitely elements that need improving at United. But over here, everyone's allowed their own opinion. But Slen, what went wrong for United today? I mean, it was a very poor performance from them today, really.
It's the same thing I keep saying. If you're a counter-attacking team, if you find a team that can defend and not give you space behind, you can do anything. And we saw it today. Fernandes had he did nothing. Pogba tried those few good passes. They didn't come through, or Rashford was offside when he tried a good pass. And that 69th minute, if that was Timo Werner who missed that opportunity, Twitter would be burning down. Yeah. So I think United were just poor, and that's what you get. Playing against Unai Emery, his teams will frustrate you, apart from that Arsenal team that was destroyed 4-1 in that Europa League by my team. They will frustrate you, and in the added time, Villarreal came into life, and they peppered United. They looked the dangerous team. They were this close to scoring the winner, and something else. What do you call this nigga? This guy. Jesus Christ, I've forgotten. Oh, your coach. Oli made late substitutions. His name had gone. Yeah, he made late substitutions, and I think some subs you should just bring them on the 80th minute, 75th minute, because United players looked tired, and that's how you get beat. So yeah, it was like you can blame everyone really, because a player can't substitute himself out unless he's injured, and yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, no, I do hear you. I do hear you. Look, there's clearly going to be an inquest on Twitter tonight, and there'll be an inquest on multiple different YouTube channels that
Oh my God.
I'm sure I'll be avoiding like the plague. What, Aaron?
Sorry, it's a little, it's still on football, but it's a little bit off topic. Breaking news: Massimiliano Allegri will be the new Real Madrid manager.
That was rumored. Zidane's gone. Allegedly, he's the one who.
It's confirmed by multiple sources.
So,
I frankly couldn't give less.
Sorry,
of
it was
a
just
shit.
breaking. It was just breaking news football, but yeah.
I don't care. I don't know if anyone's checked, but we're called Let's Talk Premier League. If it was Premier League related, I might give more of a shit. But if it's Real Madrid, I can give less of a shit. To be brutally honest,
I think that's the big thing with Villarreal winning this. To be honest, I think it's a big fat L to the Super League as well.
Yeah.
Well, as I say, it's one of them that I don't really care too much. Look, there'll be an inquest on Twitter and on social media today. Look, we know that. I mean, there's going to be some channels I probably don't watch for a couple of days whilst I let them calm down. Because I don't do reaction.
I was going to call into the terrace tonight, but I wouldn't dare because I know Terry pissed.
I don't like reaction. Look, whatever Terry does. Like, it's not my problem. I don't really care.
The one thing I can't say that Matter and James are better than Bruno.
The one thing I don't like is reactionary.
Yeah,
and just I know that lots of United fans can be so reactionary, so I'm just going to do the mature thing, and instead of putting hate in the comments, I'm simply just not going to watch for a couple of days. I'm just going to let them calm down, take a chill pill, and then I'll go back and watch. But guys, that's the mature way of handling yourselves on social media.
Yeah, I'm not doing a reaction video till tomorrow morning because I'm going to let myself calm down.
I would, because you said some.
Why are you?
Yeah, I want to know that.
I still care about English football.
Oh, he's
right,
Aaron.
That's admirable.
He's got two teams. He's got United as well.
The rest of my family is my rest of my family is a combination of United, Liverpool, Newcastle, Sunderland. But...
My mum's a United fan, but you don't see me getting upset about United, and I couldn't give less of a toss. In fact, it may have been a benefit because I may have got more views out of this. So selfishly, it's quite a positive. But I'd have got views regardless because we have one of the best communities on YouTube, and everyone makes sure to check out all the videos, regardless of if it's their club.
Yeah,
I mean, Wolf is on everything. It's brilliant seeing, and I do enjoy seeing your comments. I could just be doing a random stream that it was our goal related. I think Saturday or Sunday, and just randomly people just jumping in. It's just nice. It's nice that we can just pop up with a random video and we still get some of the best community you'll see on YouTube. Trust me. This is one of the best communities on YouTube, and we're getting bigger. Oh. We're slowly getting bigger. Aaron's about to tell me there's more breaking news, and this time it's going to be Sergio Aguero who just signed at Barcelona.
No, I just scrolled through Twitter and I just saw Jamie Carragher saying good evening.
Well, yeah, but Carragher's always been a bit of a prick, isn't he? I remember Carragher spat at a little girl, so I'm wondering if he means good evening to her. But Andrew, Andrew, you've lost finals, and look, Tuchel has just lost one. No. There's a reason for this question. Yeah. Do you think Ollie is strong enough in terms of his man management alone and the type of personality to go back to Old Trafford with the boys, let them take their little rest, and then go again? Do you think Ollie has got this?
very good question. I don't know because I've not seen him. I don't know as a manager what his reaction is to losing a final. Yeah, no one's ever seen it. Well, no, for Manchester United, right?
Well, we've seen him lose multiple semi-finals. So
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
guessing
Semi-finals are a little different. You're two steps away. You know what I mean? When you get to a final, and you're like, especially the way they lost as well.
Yeah,
that might take some time. He might privately with his coaching staff just take a look at these players and finally see that some of them talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. So they bullshit him and the media. But when it's time to happen,
which ones do you put the blame to then? Which ones are you putting the blame on?
Well, I have to really talk, and I do like these players. It's not as if I don't like these players, but Pogba in the limelight again. I thought some of his passing was very average. Gave away the ball a lot.
I thought his first touch was
Bruno,
pretty poor as well.
Where was Bruno? Where was Bruno?
That is a good question. That is a very good question.
And then Rashford. I mean,
yeah.
You know what? People seem to be scared to criticize. I know we don't, but seem to be scared to criticize Rashford for his off the field stuff. But his main job's on the field, and I thought it was a good chance for him to step up.
That was probably his worst performance in United.
I was watching the United stand. I'll briefly just interrupt before I let you carry on. I was watching the United stand. It's related to Rashford, which is why I sort of wanted to jump in. And someone said, can you criticize Rashford for what he does on the pitch because of what he does off the pitch? And Flex was like, of course you can, because his job primarily is on the pitch.
Exactly.
It's a bit like you do with Lampard, which is you take away the player from the manager. Yeah. This way, you take away the social activist and what he does offside the pitch, the charity work, the stuff he does for children, which I'm gonna say he does a fucking good job. He's amazing off the pitch.
He's better than most MPs.
The shit he does off the pitch is incredible, and that always shall remain. But on the pitch, this second half of the season, he has been very, 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 very poor. And you can, and of course you can criticize the player off the pitch for the player on the pitch. Yeah. No one is saying you can't. But yeah, I just wanted to jump in there. Carry on.
You're absolutely right. And also, I know what they'll say about that miss in the second half, but like being offside or potentially offside, but he didn't know that at the time. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That was like he was going at a shot like it was just a normal thing, and that as well. But I thought, you're right now. Second half of the season, I'm probably being kind when I say his form's been a bit patchy. It's been probably worse than that. I mean, And then,
I think tonight was his worst performance in the United shirt since he's been here.
I mean, but I've got to say that. I've got to say, I'll keep hammering this again, man. Bruno was. I mean, he's your captain. He's supposed to be your leader on the pitch. He was anonymous, man.
I'm sorry, but I don't get this because he's driven forward. You could see at the end of the game what it meant to him. He had tears in his eyes. He was driven with passion.
Aaron, right? I've seen Argyle players crying after losing. Yeah. And guess what? They've still been dog shit.
He's been one of the only players driving forward.
Aaron. What I want you to do tomorrow morning, once you've calmed down and you've had your hot milk tonight, I want you to log on to Twitter. I want you to click Let's Talk Premier League, and I want you to watch your stream back. Because I reckon there's going to be a lot of things you've said that you're going to be like, ooh, okay. Like, I feel like you might... Look, I love you and I think you're brilliant, even though I do take the piss out of you on a regular basis. And at least you sat down today. But I urge you to look back at what some of the things you've said today because, they've been...
fine by me, but the mess still stands. Bruno did more than McTominay.
I disagree. I totally disagree.
I do as well.
I saw more of McTominay in that second half than I did of Bruno.
I thought Bruno was our best player.
Exactly, yeah. So I don't know.
And,
Aaron,
but also,
I
not
like
just
you, bro,
tonight, but the next step forward, I think that Man U will be better without McTominay and Fred.
maybe.
Yeah, but Aaron, you're
let's talk about
stating
tonight, man.
you're stating
McTominay was one of
the
best
biggest
players.
obvious fact of the world. No one is disagreeing with you.
No
And McTominay is not a good player. McTominay is not great. Right? Of course, everyone agrees with that. But on tonight's performance, McTominay was actually heads and shoulders above Bruno.
Yeah.
I don't think Bruno was the best performer out there, but I think he was still good.
He's actually was one of the worst. And especially the lack of leadership. The lack of leadership that Bruno had. He's got that armband, right? He's got that armband for a reason. That is because he is apparently a leader. He's the second leader in that dressing room. But today he simply did not show that.
My worst performers were Lindelof, Rashford, and McTominay.
But hang on, Aaron. Name me something outstanding Bruno did tonight.
He was one of the only specific players driving forward and trying to create something.
Okay,
I saw McTominay passing sideways and backwards, and Lindelof fighting.
No. Tell me a chance he created or a shot he had on goal that troubled the goalkeeper.
Hang on, he was involved in at least 2 chances.
What was he involved in?
We didn't have 2 chances as a team. We didn't even have 2 chances as a team.
He had 3 shots in 120 minutes.
I don't normally do this. I don't normally do this, but I'm going to go check out what he did.
It'd be fascinating because Matt,
even if he wasn't involved in creating chances, he still drove forward like the other pricks.
Yeah, okay. Aaron, me and you need to talk now. So he had 72 touches of the ball.
Yeah.
Not one shot on target.
Yeah.
1 shot off target. He lost the ball 17 times.
Right.
Like,
compare that to McTominay's stats tonight.
With pleasure.
McTominay had a really good game. McTominay had a really good game.
McTominay in the final.
McTominay, and look, this is a midfielder. He had 91 touches of the ball.
Yeah.
No shots on target.
Yeah.
Yep.
1 shot off target. 1 chance. 1 big chance created.
It's more than Bruno.
And he lost the ball 18 times. But
how many clearances?
Clearances. 2. He had 2 clearances, 1 block shot, 1 interception, 4 tackles.
So his job. He did his job.
Yeah.
He did his job and Bruno didn't do his job.
And Bruno didn't create 1 big chance, not 1 big chance.
A whole number 10.
Uh,
He made 3 clearances, 1 interception, 2 tackles. So it was hardly a game to shout home about.
And I bet those balls he lost, you know, when it's like he was trying to do something or like a long pass just cut out. I bet those balls weren't even like that. And it was just like Aaron said, he drove forward and he lost the ball. That's what happened.
I don't normally look at SofaScore ratings, right? I'm looking at SofaScore purely for the stats. McTominay was given an 8.1, Bruno a 6.5.
And rightly so.
I don't really want to say much more.
Right, fair play. I hold my hand up and I apologise.
No, Aaron, I listen. It's all about opinions. I listen.
Also,
I'm not.
Mason Greenwood had a 93.8% success rate for passing.
We shouldn't.
Why did he come off?
Yeah, why did he come off? That's another. That is on Ollie. Why did Greenwood come off? Because that's
something I'm not deluded about. Why did Mason Greenwood come off the pitch?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Oh wow!
As the interviews come out from Solskjaer,
Marcus had 82 touches of the ball.
Yeah.
1 on target, 2 off target.
Yeah.
He lost the ball 20 times.
Wow. Oh my fucking God.
Wow.
What about Greenwood?
And he had an 83% pass accuracy rate, which is utterly shocking. I will look for Ollie's sort of quotes. I'm sure there's
I was going to
There's
say I've
gonna
got
be-
the Man United app up. I'm gonna have a look as well.
All right, it's okay. I've got them. I'll go through. We'll go Solskjaer first, then we'll go.
Yeah.
We'll go for Rashford. Right, Solskjaer. Can Man United call this season a success? No. It's quiet in the dressing room. Of course, it's a disappointed dressing room. That's football for you. Sometimes it's decided on one kick, and that's the difference between winning and losing. Got to learn from that one. We've got to not savor this one, but to taste this feeling and make sure we don't get it again. We didn't turn up. We didn't play as well as we know we can do. I think we started all right. They got the goal, the only shot on target. They scored. Disappointed we conceded a goal on a set play again, of course. Now is not the time to point the finger at when I'd have done what I'd done differently. When you come out without a trophy, you haven't done everything right. We're getting closer and closer and better. We were one kick away from a trophy and a good night. We have to have the desire to come back next year and improve. The only way to get the margins on your side is to work harder and better. The start of the season was difficult. We had no pre-season and lost 3 of our first 6. We pushed in the league, maybe got closer to the top than we thought, and we got to a final. But you need to win the finals to make it a good season. Yes, Man U have the players to lead. We missed 2 big ones today with Fred and Harry Maguire. We have a strong competitive squad. The spirit in the squad is good. They're gutted in there. Now is not the time to analyse the whole season. Quotes from Rashford. The feeling inside is difficult to explain because at the end of the day, we came here to win. We've been working so hard all season, and this was the opportunity to win a trophy. It didn't happen for whatever reasons. All I can say is that the team will not give up. There's no chance that the team gives up. The manager won't give up. He won't allow us to give up. We will be back next season with a bigger desire. People say a lot about Man U. They're going downhill, blah, blah, blah. But for me, the club, the desire, the hunger, the talent, the ability, the squad, we have everything to compete at the highest level. We just have to show it to the world.
So you didn't show it tonight?
In the league, we finished second.
What hunger?
Second doesn't count for anything. Manchester City win the league. We finished second. It doesn't mean anything. Villarreal win the Europa League. We finished second. For us, it's nothing. To win big trophies, you have to sacrifice. I could walk you into the dressing room and show you 5 to 7 players, and me as well, had injuries from September, the beginning of the season. We all stay strong as a unit and we fight together to be successful. When Ollie came in, there was a process. The players, we believe in this process, and this isn't the end of the process. Part of the process is having ups and downs. So we'll start with Ollie. What have we all made of Ollie's interview?
You might as well just print Dormer on my fucking forehead.
Right. Shut up, Aaron. You're reactionary at the moment.
I like
Andrew.
it.
Andrew, you're a bit calmer, and then we'll go to Matt.
I liked it. I tell you why. He was asked straight up, is this season a success? He said no.
Yeah.
Straight up. He didn't pussyfoot about it. He said it. He's never, if any United fan was ever gonna, if he thought he was gonna come out and throw the players under the bus, he's never done that, and that's what I like about him as well. He knows this. I think probably tonight opened his eyes a bit more as well about what type of players he needs in this space. Tonight was probably less about being Europa League winners and more about just winning a trophy to get the winning mentality back into this club and into the team. Who was the player interview?
Rashford.
Okay. Now that's the one I've got. That's the one I've got to pick apart because, talent, ability, all that shit. Yeah, that's great. Everyone's had injuries. Blah blah blah. No preseason. Everyone's had that.
Mm-hmm.
You say you got all that. Where was that tonight? Because none of you showed any of that whatsoever. None of you showed any of desire. Even towards like the end of the extra time, none of you were running about, screaming at each other, trying to get the ball or showing any urgency. So I question that. But my thoughts are on Ollie's. It's like I hope now he realizes he may have a bigger issues on his mind than what he thought. So and this final may have just shown that.
I've no idea who Lampard over Bruno is. Speak.
Is that
Good evening, everyone.
Is that Bill?
No, Hassan.
Oh, Hassan.
Oh, hello,
You
Hassan.
Troublemaker.
What, before I go to Matt, what have you made of tonight? I mean, obviously, as you can imagine, plenty of reactionary people right now. But
Yeah.
what have you made? What have you made?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like for me, right, I feel like a lot of United fans came to realization now that the squad and technically the manager, I know it's kind of reactionary, but I feel like they're going to win anything with him and with the squad that they've got, man. The whole club's
the squad bit, I agree. I don't necessarily agree with the Ollie bit. I do think they can.
Yeah, I mean, he was kind
the
of
same. It's the same as any. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. No. Look, I'm not sat here, sort of in the world and with hands over my eyes, going, "Oh, I'm not listening," or blocking things out. I do think Ollie can be successful, but it's the same with any top club. You need to invest, and that investment just simply hasn't. hasn't
this is
come
why,
back.
yeah, I agree with you saying, but this is what happens when you hype up these players, man. These unproven players. We've done it. As we could ask Andrew, we've done it, and we've learned the hard way of hyping up these players, man.
Which ones do you think are overhyped? Which ones at United are overhyped?
Look,
Bruno.
I know this is gonna sound mad, but Bruno, Cavani, a lot of them, to be fair.
I wouldn't say Cavani. I'd say Bruno, man. I think...
Listen, right, I understand they're good players, but what have they done? I know Cavani stepped up today, but the rest of them, they were missing. I'm gonna say straight up, and I personally feel like Bruno's just a step further. Like in big games, what has he done?
Flat track bully, man. Flat track bully.
No, but prove me wrong. Like,
are you saying he's a flat track bully?
Yeah. Andrew, look, right. They said he's had a better season. They said, right, he's had a better season than Lampard, but what has he done to prove it?
So yeah, in terms of
trophies and everything.
I think Hassan's saying like, can you pick a standout performance? Possibly the only one is probably maybe a Liverpool FA Cup game. Possibly
exactly.
This season.
Yeah,
what for Bruno? What for Bruno?
Yeah, like against one of the big sides.
He only came on with the last 20 minutes and scored from the free
maybe the semi-final against Roma, the first leg.
No, but my point is,
the game I was thinking was second half against Spurs in the league. I thought Bruno was very good.
But I think Hassan's like going, there's not too many of them performing.
No. I do hear. I hear.
No. But what I'm trying to say, right? There's no point you scoring these and this. When you go and when you need it the most, you consistently ghosted.
No.
Even with the most of the semi-finals, have you ever noticed that against Chelsea in the FA Cup, for example, Bruno ghosted for 80 minutes. Pen came, he stepped up and took it, but he didn't really do much after the pens. Like most of the big games I see him in, he's mostly either taking the pens, or he's like disappearing after that.
No. Look, I do hear you. I just want to go.
I'm not trying to sound salty or not.
No. You're not. You're one of these rivals.
Trying to see my point.
No, I do. That's why you haven't been kicked off yet. Because normally with these rivals, they just throw salt. But you're speaking facts, and even Matt, somewhat to a degree, probably agrees with you. You won't want to say it out loud, that's for sure. Did he really say that tonight wasn't about winning the Europa League? No, he didn't say that. What he said is tonight wasn't about assessing the season, which is very true. Emotions are very raw. He needs a holiday. The players need a holiday. Mike Phelan needs a holiday, but he's got the right man. He's got Mike Phelan next to him. And Mike Phelan's been with Fergie. He would have experienced. Don't forget, Fergie lost finals as well. Fergie lost FA Cup finals. Fergie, for the first 3 years and 4 years of his life at United, they wanted him out. They thought he was utter horseshit. It worked out. So he's got the right people around him. Fergie will help Ollie. I think Ollie's going to go on holiday, turn his phone off, and for a couple of weeks.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Fergie take over a mid-table United team, or was it?
Yes, it was something like. Yeah, he sort of took over similar to what Ollie took over, which is a team that was in complete disarray.
Yeah, I mean,
they're very, very similar. If we're being real. Before he's saying leaving Spurs just to win a trophy and come back, you love.
You know what? I've got to give credit to one point. He was probably my man of the match overall because his courage to go on the pitch with a bandage around his head and a tissue up his nose, playing like an absolute hero in the defence.
Andrew, correct me if I get this wrong, but wasn't that Terry Butcher?
Yes, Terry Butcher.
Terry Butcher did. It was very much a Terry Butcher scene. That was.
I looked on Twitter and the nosebleed.
One minute. Yeah. Vel saying, I think I missed, but now should both teams have had a pen. If we're on about that handball from Fred, not a fucking chance. Not a fucking chance. And United, I didn't. If you're talking about that handball that Cavani wanted, no, not a chance.
No, it was a Greenwood. He kicked Greenwood's ankle. But I don't.
Oh yes, that was. But
the problem is though. But the problem is
that was a penalty.
You don't know what's the handball.
That was a full blown penalty and an assault on Greenwood, so he should have been arrested.
Hassan's right now. With VAR now, you just don't know what a handball is.
No. That Fred one was never a handball. His hands by his side, the distance between the two players. As a referee, I'm not giving that.
You say that, and we all probably agree with it. The only thing is, there's going to be some arsehole on a VAR who doesn't agree with it.
But it's okay because I'm now taking over VAR, so I'm going to be dealing with these wankers very, very soon. FYI, my Dean, I'm about to call you an asshole in your ear throughout the whole match. But Matt, I haven't actually managed to get to your opinions on the interviews. Start with Ollie. What have you made of the interview? Are you happy? I can confirm that during the interview he did not smile. So these reactionary Ollie outers that. Because Ollie's smiling when he loses. He did not smile tonight. I want to make that abundantly clear. But what have you made of the words that Ollie has said tonight?
I think it's perfect. He's being real and saying this season hasn't been successful because second from Man United is not successful. Without a trophy at least. He's being real with that. Yeah. He didn't say anything wrong. I'm sure people will find something wrong with the interview, but in my opinion, he said nothing wrong. In my opinion, he said nothing wrong. But Rashford, he sounds like he's making excuses. He sounds like he's making excuses for being shit for the majority of the season. I know his numbers are up there, but the majority of the season has been woeful. But
what is it that he said that's pissed you off? What's he said?
Something about just injuries and fucking
he said basically there's 5 or 6 of them in the dressing room that are currently playing through injuries from September. So
September,
big game, man. But that's what separates normal players to elite players, man.
We've been taking the piss out of Liverpool. I
mean, credit to the players for battling through and playing through their injuries. But I hear it. One of them I know is Lindelof. He's been suffering with his back all season. Similar to Rashi, obviously.
That's because he's got no spine now. He's got no spine. That's why he's suffering with his back. Lindelof.
Andrew, you didn't just do Lindelof like that, did you, Andrew? You didn't. You didn't just absolutely do Lindelof there. He's done him. Andrew has just done Lindelof. I suppose the question
we'll do the rest of this stream, but see you later.
We'll do it. We're going to be wrapping up very soon after.
I mean that. It's horrible losing any final man. You know?
Especially like that in penalties.
That's the worst. That is the worst.
Yeah.
The worst.
Yeah, it's horrible. But I'll speak to you later.
See ya.
Yeah, catch you in a bit. Cheers for coming on, mate.
Do you wanna know what the mud bit was?
Hang on a second. Do you think there's a worse way? I think penalties is the worst way you can ever lose a final.
Yeah,
I think I'd rather. You know what? I think I'd rather lose 3-0.
Andrew,
you know what? I think it's on par. It's on par conceding a 121st minute goal.
Oh yeah, probably yeah.
On par.
Watching this final as a neutral, it was like that last minute Coppinger. No, it was like that last minute Coppinger free kick against Hull. It just the goal game just killed me and brought me back to life.
You mean as an undercover United fan? It's okay, Andrew.
I can't relate.
We accept.
Do you want to know what's mud, right? I was actually calling it when we were doing like a private chat with the KH lot. I was saying this is gonna go down to goalies versus goalies, and I said a joke.
It did. I couldn't believe it.
It was a bit mad.
You wanna know? Literally, all I literally saw was 90% of the penalties going bottom left corner, and the keepers diving the wrong ways every time, man.
Yeah,
I was like,
it was a very strange penalty show. I can't lie. The last question I want to pose before we wrap this up is Rashford. Does he go on the plane? Should he be in this squad?
Yes, yeah.
If we think about it logically, I'll take Greenwood over Rashford.
But
I'd say Rashford over Sterling.
Can I ask you a question?
It's a huge call. It's a huge
It's a Greenwood fanboy.
Would you trust a kid in a semi-final if we got that far? Would you trust? Because don't forget, the same people that say put Greenwood would be the first to slay him if they play bad.
Me and you clearly haven't come across each other before.
Yeah.
I would be literally, there would be a barrier between me and the entire nation. FYI, the entire nation would not go well because I will kill you all. I will kick your asses. Literally, I protect Greenwood more than anything. Because I'm a Plymouth fan, I can have that mentality of I'm defending Greenwood to the hills and back. But I would trust Greenwood in a semi-final. And I actually think right now, if we're looking on form only, Greenwood is naturally a better finisher. He can play along the front line, and he's actually in better form than Rashford. Which is why I say what.
Do you know what? No, I think it'd be more of a discussion if these squads were the normal 23 players.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? With those extra 3 spots, it's like sort of maybe taking a bit out of the conversation of anyone. Like for me, you say Rashford, and I'll raise you a Raheem Sterling. Do you know what I mean?
Are you thinking taking both Greenwood and Rashford?
Yeah.
I would take Greenwood. I'd take Greenwood
and Rashford over Raheem Sterling.
Actually, yeah, you're right. Because you guys remember that, was it the Nations League or was it a friendly where Raheem Sterling was dribbling past everyone in the box and he just missed the sitter?
The thing with Sterling is he takes way too many touches. I would rather take Greenwood and Rashford, and I would leave Raheem Sterling to focus on defending City's title.
The fact I'm reading that in some report, I just read them. I don't read them.
Brandon, I hate to break it to you, mate.
Who's this guy?
Brandon, I hate to break it to you, but there's no United fan here right now.
Yeah.
But he then calls Doncaster a failure club, so I hear what he's saying.
The fact that you're reading in some reports that Southgate is struggling to pick between Jadon Sancho and a Grealish or something like that, when I would take them both. If Sterling was left out, I would have missed Sterling because I've got Greenwood, I've got Grealish, I've got Sancho. I've got to less degree Rashford at the moment, but. I've got them.
No, I've got to get off, so I'll see you later.
Yeah, but do you know what the funny thing is, right? Whenever I see Sterling on the board, right, after that Lyon game, whenever I see Sterling on the board, I'll be thinking, the opposition ain't gonna be scared of him.
Rashford's form is a concern.
Yeah.
And also, I thought he might have really hurt himself.
He's injured. He's
because
limping
he
apparently.
slammed, if you notice now, he slammed the grass. You know, when the physios went over to him, he slammed it like he really thought he'd done something bad. So did he take a
Maybe he saw Dan James and was like, "Fuck, he substituted me," and then Dan James came on. Fuck knows who. I don't know who Dan James. I have no idea who Dan James came on for.
Take off a fit Greenwood. Don't take a potential injured Rashford. Take off a fit Greenwood.
Yeah,
that's something.
He came on for Pogba.
That is.
Did he come on for Pogba? I thought Fred came on for Pogba.
That was so bad. No, Fred came on for Greenwood.
What? Well, whatever. It's just mad. I mean,
those decisions are the ones that
were mad today.
Yeah, those were a little bit strange. Look, I think the pressure did get to Ollie, but can you really blame him? It is his first.
No.
Look, people will be reactionary. I completely understand that. Just try to stay off social media if you're upset and reactionary, because you're gonna say some things that you will regret in a few days' time. Velvet Schwan, obviously a fan of the worst team in England, and You'll Never Walk Alone is in full watch. So watch out for You'll Never Walk Alone. But yes, Hassan, what did you want to say, bro?
I was gonna say that United are just filled with starting 11 talent. Like, it's not really a proper squad. Like, as soon as you take out one of the players, the quality drops massively. Like, you go from, I don't know, let's say Van de Beek to a Fred or McTominay. Like, you understand what I'm saying? I don't know what's gonna happen to Ollie, because I feel like he would get sacked, but not yet.
What you can banter United about is that he did fly Sir Alex Ferguson out because they thought they were going to win, because he handed out the medals now.
No, but they had Villarreal legend there as well, so it was just part of the convoy.
It's just mad. I mean,
just be thankful it wasn't Fergie giving them the trophy. That would have hurt even more.
Exactly.
That would have been absolutely brutal. Velvet Schwan throwing smoke. They would have finished second. They were the second best team in Jurgen Klopp is forward. But we are gonna leave it there. We've been going on for quite some time, and I'll be back tomorrow. Preview to the Champions League final is happening tomorrow, so I need to assess this panel tomorrow. Get them in for their one. 8 p.m. I think is when I'm doing it, but that is going to be flexible. But that is tomorrow, because all the individual shows back on Friday for their last shows of the year before we break up for a 4-week break, or a 5-week break, however long the Euros are. But don't forget, we'll have a different show on Friday night, the England show. The England show back next Friday, where me and a few English people, maybe some foreigners, will come on as well, and we will be discussing Brexit.
Are we doing
I mean the Euros.
Are we doing the England quiz? We're doing an England quiz.
Yeah. You're competing against the invisible Welsh and the invisible Scottish, mate.
You get to bring on. The Belgian. Belgians.
Yeah. Here are the Belgians. They are doing a quiz. No, there will not be a quiz on the show. Not quite, unless you can find me about 5 Welsh people and 5 Scottish people, and then we can have a home nations quiz. But
home nations.
You could do everyone by just doing by us scoring 0 points by just getting pictures of friendlies or Nation League games, because no one watches. I don't know.
Andrew.
It is one of them.
Who's bottled it, man?
That's true.
Who's bottled it the most?
Yeah. Well, I'll go get that Lampard one, shall I? When the ball crossed the fucking line, you assholes. But we are going to wrap it there. As I said, I'll be back tomorrow 3 p.m. with Transfer Talk. If you haven't checked out the data scouting show, go check that one out. I looked tonight. I looked at United and centre backs, and at the end, I gave my own personal recommendation. And the beautiful thing about it, I acted as if I was director of football at Manchester United and tried to be as realistic as possible. And looking at the data, some of it, you say Varane, I say Botman. But that's me thinking a little bit more deeper. You want a left footer on your left-sided defence. Why not go for a left footer with a lot of potential? That is my idea anyway. But look, football is all about opinions. But go check out our socials: Twitter at Let's Talk EPL, Instagram at Let's Talk EPL _ and on TikTok at Let's Talk Premier League. Andrew, where can they find you, mate?
This channel, a lot of shows. Shows from TV, a lot of shows there. Bits and bobs, Tuesdays at 7. Follow the Twitter handle Windsor Surfer. Links to the next channel on KHNO Filter Football. Thank you very much.
Perfect. And Slen, where can they find you?
They can find me here most of the time. And on Instagram at Official Slen. On Twitter it's Slenchege. Or no, is it what? It's yeah, I think it's Official Slen. Yeah, Slen Strands. I keep forgetting that account. I had abandoned it for quite some time, so I keep forgetting the name. And that's pretty much it.
Perfect. And Hassan, where can they find you, mate?
You can find me on Twitter at unnamed Wrecker. You'll see me around supporting individual channels and other stuff, and
Trolling.
but more importantly, more importantly, subscribe to this channel and get to 1,000 subs or whatever the milestone is.
No, 1,000 is milestone. We're only 733 away, 35 away, so we're slowly working our way down to it. But absolutely do hit that subscribe button. But we're going to leave it there. United, commiserations to them. They have lost the Europa League final. Unai Emery and Villarreal have won the Europa League. We'll be back tomorrow, 3 p.m. with Transfer Talk. But until then, thank you. Have a good night. And, hit that like button.